Hi everyone. So far we have covered many concepts with respect to module 1 of Unix programming. Firstly, I explained how Unix architecture or how Unix environment will work, how an user will communicate with the shell. The user will be giving commands to the shell or command interpreter. The command interpreter will check whether the commands or programs are present in it. If the commands is present, then it will be passed on to the kernel. The kernel will execute the command, then it will pass on the result to the shell will pass it on to the user. This is how your shell or command interpreter will act as an interface, will act as an intermediary agent between the user and the kernel. Then later on we saw different examples with respect to Unix command. Then later we saw what do you mean by an internal command, what do you mean by an external command, the usage of path variable, and in the last few sessions we covered what do you mean by an absolute path, what do you mean by a relative path. Then we saw many concepts with respect to Unix file, what is a file, what is a directory, how you can rename a file or how you can name a file, what are all the rules, restrictions, recommendations that needs to be followed whenever you are naming a file. So these were all the concepts we covered in your previous presentation session. So in this particular presentation session, we shall try to cover some of the commands with respect to file. So that's why the name which has been given, it is called as file related commands. So the file related commands are many. So in this particular session, we shall try to cover two major file related commands. In our next session, probably in the next two sessions, we shall try to complete the remaining file related commands. So in this particular session, we shall try to understand the first two file related commands, which is cat, the first one, and the second one is cp. So before going into the details of these two particular commands, I will explain what do you mean by file related commands. So as the name itself suggests, these commands are those which can be applied directly on your files. So there are many commands which we can apply directly on your files, and also in your Unix operating system, everything will be treated as a file. Your normal text, your normal C program, that will be treated as a file. Your directory can also be considered as a file. Your device, that is printer and other things, your USB, those all external devices are also considered as file. So that's why all those commands which we are going to discuss in this session and also in the next session will be applicable to those particular category of files. So file related commands are those commands which can be directly applied to all the files available. So there are many advantages with respect to all these commands. Now we shall try to see the commands one by one. The first command with respect to file related command is cat command. What will this particular command do? Your cat command will help you to display the contents of a file, or it will also help you to create a file. So your cat command has two main uses. The first use is it will help you to display the contents of a file. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಫೈಲ್ದು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ cat commandನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. The second usage is your cat command can also be used to create a file. ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೂ ಸಹ I can make use of cat command. So these are the two major uses of your cat command. So now we shall see the examples on how we can make use of cat command. So there are many examples and also there are some options. Now we shall go through the examples in greater detail so that you people will get a better understanding with respect to cat command. So the first example is, as you can see here, cat program.c. This is the command prompt and this is the command name, which is cat, and this is the file name. So that means there already exists a file by name program.c. You are trying to display the contents of this particular file with the help of a command called as cat command. Program.c ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು contents ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ display ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ with the help of a command called as cat command. So once I give this particular command along with the program name or file name, it will display the entire contents of program.c. So ಈ program.c ಒಳಗೆ ಏನೇನು contents ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ display ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. So this is how you can make use of cat command to display the contents of a particular file. Next question you might ask, sir, you are displaying the contents of one particular file. Can I display the contents of more than one file at a time? The answer to this is yes. You can display the contents of more than one file at a time. As you can see in this particular example, you are using the cat command and you are using two file names. The first file name is ch1 and the second file name is ch2. That means you are displaying the contents of both the files ch1 and ch2. First, the contents of ch1 will be displayed. Later, the contents of ch2 will be displayed. The only disadvantage of this particular example is that ch2 won't be having any header information. ch1 contents na print ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ch2 ದು contents print ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ch2 ದು ಏನು header information ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So this is how you can display the contents of two files at a time. So the next thing is there are some options you can use with respect to cat command. So cat command ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? cat command two major functions ಏನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಎರಡು ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ at a time ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. Apart from this, there are some options, extra facilities that are available to cat command. So two major options available with cat command are -v and -n. What do you mean by an option? It will be an argument. So ನಾನು ಈ cat command ನ ಈ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ for this particular command I can make use of an option. Option is nothing but an argument. So ಈ argument ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ch1 ನ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So you will understand with respect to argument and options in detail in the next classes. So in your previous class also I had explained with respect to option and argument. So -v is an option. It is a special type of argument. So whenever you are using -v as an option with cat command, it will display non-printable characters. So ASCII value anta ide 0 to 255. ಆ 0 to 255 ASCII ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನ್ ASCII ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ those characters also can be displayed if you are using an option -v. If you are not using the option -v, it won't display the non ASCII characters. ನಿಮ್ದು ch1 ಅನ್ನೋ ಫೈಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾನ್ ASCII ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ -v ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. If you want the non-ASCII characters of ch1 to be displayed, you need to use the option -v. So your -v option will be used with cat command mainly for displaying the non-ASCII characters. There is one more option called as -n. What will -n do? This -n will number your file. So as you can see here, ಈ particular file ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು cat -n program.c ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ it will number this file 1 2 3 4 5 ಅಂತ ಲೈನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. This line numbering will be very much useful whenever you are debugging a program. ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರರ್ ಇದೆ, ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಕ್ಕೆ this line numbering plays a major role. So if you want to display the contents of a file along with line number, then you need to use an option called as minus n. So minus n is an option used with the cat command in order to display the line numbers. So these are the two major options of cat command. So next we shall see how we can create a file using cat command. So far we saw how we can display the contents of a file using cat command. Now we shall see how we can create a file using cat command. Cat command use ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈಗ ನೋಡೋಣ. As you can see here, in order to create a file, the symbol you need to use is greater than symbol. So cat ಅಂತ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಬರ್ದು greater than symbol ಬರ್ದು ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. So new is the file name of the file you are creating. ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನು ಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಬಂದು ನ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಂಟರ್ ಕೀ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂ ಫೈಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ನಿಮ್ದು ನ್ಯೂ ಫೈಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಡಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೈಲ್. Once you press Ctrl D, you will get back the command prompt. So this indicates that you have created a file called as new. That particular file contains, this is a new file which contains some text. So in order to verify whether we have successfully created the file new and also it has this particular contents, we can again give cat new. So when you give cat new, it will display this content. This is a file which contains some text ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ display ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So this is how you can create a file with the help of cat command. Greater than symbol, file name, then start writing the contents. Once you finish writing the contents, press Ctrl D. So that indicates the end of your file. Then you can make sure that file is correctly created along with the contents. So these are the major things you need to remember with respect to cat command. So your cat command is mainly or basically used in order to display the contents of a file or in order to create a new file. There are some options which are associated with your cat command. One is -v and the other one is -n, which numbers which gives line numbering to a file. So next we shall see the next command, the next file related command, which is cp command. So we shall try to wrap up this particular session by going into the details of cp command. So your cp command is mainly used in order to copy the contents of one file to another file. ನೀವು ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾಪಿ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as cp command. Let us see some examples to see how we can achieve this particular function. As you can see here, you will get the command prompt, then you need to use the command called as cp, then you are using two files. This is my source file and this is my destination file. Here the contents of CSA file will be copied to CSP file. Suppose if CSP does not exist, it will create a new file by name CSP, then it will copy the contents. Suppose CSP ಮೊದಲೇ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ then the contents of CSA will overwrite the contents of CSP. This is how the copy operation takes place. Literally, you are copying the contents of your source file to the destination file. If destination file does not exist, it will be created, then copy takes place. If destination file already exists, then this destination file will be overwritten. This is the example of cp command. And also, your cp command can be used to copy to a particular directory file. I can move on to a particular directory. Once I go to that particular directory, then I can search for a particular file and apply the copy operation. As you can see in this particular example, I am copying the contents of ch1 to the file called as module1. But this module1 is present inside a directory called as cs. It is not present in the directory in which ch1 is residing. So this is how you can copy the contents of ch1 to module1, where module1 is present inside cs directory. So you can move on to another directory, then you can search for a file there, then you can copy the contents. And also I can directly copy from a file to a directory. So when you are copying directly from a file to a directory, so then it will create a name by ch1. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ch1 ಅನ್ನೋ ಫೈಲ್ ನ cs ಅನ್ನೋ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿಗೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅಂತ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ in cs directory also a file by name ch1 will be created and the contents of ch1 will be copied to ch1, but ch1 is now residing in cs directory. ch1 no cs directory reside ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So you can copy the contents of a file to a directory. In such a case, a new file by the same name of source will be created, then the copying takes place. Let us see some more example. As you can see, I can copy a file by giving absolute path. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ absolute path ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ because I am starting from root. ರೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಯೂಸರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ನ್ಯೂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ನ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಫೈಲ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಫೈಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಫೈಲ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So in this particular example, you are obtaining the file of new, then you are obtaining the current directory. In order to obtain the current directory, the symbol you can use is dot. So current directory ge ee particular file na copy ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, new ಅಂತ file. So ಅವಾಗ in the current